In today's video, we're going to be talking about Isaiah Collier, the point guard from USC. Isaiah Collier is from Marietta, Georgia, was ranked the #1 player in his class, and chose to take his talents to USC, where they were a preseason top 25 team, had tournament hopes, but unfortunately they did not make the tournament due to multiple reasons. Were one of the worst teams in the Pac-12, which was a bad conference this year. Isaiah Collier averaged 30 minutes per game, 16 points per game, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 turnovers. Also, he averaged a steal and a half. He shot 49% from the field, 34 from 3, and 67 from the line. Isaiah Collier is a 6'4", 205-pound point guard, has really good size, really strong in lower body and upper body. I wouldn't say he's an elite athlete, but I will say he's a good one. Isaiah Collier showed the ability to play bully ball and smaller guards at USC, but also showed the finesse to get past other and bigger and longer defenders to get to the rim. Isaiah Collier is really good around the rim. He's able to finish through contact due to his upper body and lower body strength. Me personally, I really think Isaiah Collier is one of the better finishers in this draft class at the guard position. One of Isaiah Collier's best strengths, in my opinion, is his ability to drive the ball. He can do it in all situations, whether that is pick and roll, isolation, or spot up situations as well. Isaiah Collier is a really good playmaker, in my opinion, when he's not turning the ball over. Now that's a big key for Isaiah Collier, due to the turnover problem was a little bit of a factor early in the season, but once he broke his hand during Pac-12 play, once he came back from that, he was way better at controlling the game and taking care of the ball. And when he does that, he is a dynamic playmaker, one of the better playmakers in this draft class. On the defensive side for Isaiah Collier, he has the ability to be a positive defender. He has active hands, he has the body, he has the athleticism, but he's not always locked in. I think he can be one day, but as of right now, he's not a positive defender. I would almost consider him a negative defender right now. Hopefully, one day he turns himself into a positive defender. My personal opinion, I think he will. Probably the biggest question mark for Isaiah Collier is his jump shot. Only shot 67% from the line, 34 from 3. His mechanics are not very good right now. I do think he can work himself and will himself into being a proven and respected shooter, but until he does that, teams are going to go under the screens, not respect him, and that could potentially hurt how his ability to get to the rim and play make for others. I like Isaiah Collier as a prospect. I do think he will work, and I do think he won't always be a negative defender in the league. I think Isaiah Collier has the potential to be a starting caliber point guard in the league, just not going to be the face of a franchise, in my opinion. I do think he has the ceiling to be a guy like Baron Davis, kind of, but I think his floor is probably Emmanuel Mudiay. They have a lot of similar, body style, size, how their skills are as of right now. But I do think a mix between Tyreke Evans and Eric Bledsoe is kind of where I see him being. Overall, Isaiah Collier is one of the better finishers and playmakers in this draft class. He's not a proven shooter, and one could argue he's a negative defender. But the good thing about that is he can get better at those things. On the defensive side, he can get better due to his athleticism, locking in more attention to detail. Also, he has good strength, good size. I think he can be a positive defender in this league if he really wants to be. On the shooting part, his mechanics are iffy, it's inconsistent, but I do think he can work himself into being a better shooter and a respected shooter in the NBA. If Isaiah Collier is able to do those things, I think he can be at least a starting caliber point guard in this league. Even if he doesn't do those things, I still think he'll be a solid NBA player, because there is always a need for a guard that can push the pace, play with tempo, and create for others. If you couldn't tell by now, I am a Isaiah Collier believer. I do think he can get better. I think he can be really good in this league. I think he's one of the most underrated prospects in this draft right now. If it was me, I would look to take him late lottery. But even if he doesn't go there, I would really like to see him go to Toronto at 19. I think that's a really good spot for him to grow and develop with the Raptors. But that's all I got on Isaiah Collier. Thank you for listening, and now enjoy these highlights.
Now Ellis brings it up for USC. Collier the three. Nice find, Isaiah Collier to USC and the Cardinal, the home whites, the 8 seed, Washington. As Kobe Johnson lines it in. Shot clock at 7. Isaiah Collier.
There's that pick and roll we talked about.
And Joshua Miller. He drives, kicks out. Here's a 3 in the corner. It's
Ellis, nice pass. Collier sends it out to Johnson for the triple. It's good.
Here's Collier. Feeds it underneath.
Holland trying to defend Collier. Good moves to the corner. It goes, and Ellis.
Collier comes to get it from Hornery to the baseline.
What a find is Rodman.
And we're seeing what they can do when at full strength tonight. Here's Ellis. Collier with it.
Collier, quick cat-like crossover. Johnson up it.
Along with Grant Hill, who runs USA basketball. Literally
USC looks to attack. Page runs the floor. Looks out of the timer. Isaiah Collier finds DJ Rodman. Free.
There's so many weapons. He's been their barometer. When his numbers are there, it's them to a deep run in Las Vegas next week. Collier with Larson on his hip. Larson, remember, has 4.